an arrow came flying and hit Sora right in the back. She staggered and fell out the window, calling out Min's name as she fell into the lake. Prince Min of the Hwarim Kingdom found himself lost in thought as he sat in yet another meeting with his mother, the Queen, and his uncle, the left Prime Minister. He was the second of the king's 3 sons, and the only son of the Queen, making him the most likely candidate for Crown Prince. Until now, this alliance is very important to the king, his uncle said. Whoever marries the Princess of Siorim will likely be chosen as the Crown Prince. Min, you must do everything to win her affection, the Queen added. Min nodded half-heartedly. The princess had arrived a week ago and was residing in the Yongguan guest house. She refused the invitations of the princes and had only taken guided tours around the palace and city. Each time, her maid and a bodyguard were present, and she wore a veil. It was impossible to get any time to speak with her alone. Min didn't care, though. Once, he had accepted his fate of a loveless political marriage, but that idea had now become unbearable because of Sora. His Sora. Min's mind flashed back to how they had met 2 months ago. One morning, as he walked into town in plain clothes, Min had seen a thief snatch a young woman's purse. He ran after the thief, seized him, and handed him over to the authorities. As he returned the purse to the young woman, he took a closer look at her. She had the most beautiful eyes he had ever seen. When she looked away shyly, Min realized he was staring. I'm sorry, Min stammered. Here's your purse. Would you mind if I escorted you home? I would like that, thank you, she replied. My name is Sora. What's yours? It's Jin, Min said, feeling guilty about the lie. They arrived at her residence. It was Nuri, the largest restaurant and inn. Min turned to Sora in surprise. You live here? Yes, I am visiting my distant aunt, who runs the restaurant. Your family must be wealthy then. Why would they let you walk the streets alone? I am only a distant relative. I don't need such privileges, Sora replied. Prince Min's expression softened. That doesn't make you any less deserving of protection. Just as Min turned to leave, Sora said, Can I treat you to a meal? Min knew he should get going before he was recognized, but he said, That would be fine. Sora led him through the back door up to a large private lounge with a beautiful view of a lake on one side and the street on the other. He recognized the room. This looks expensive. Will your aunt be fine with this? Min asked, worried for her. It's all right. This room is almost never booked anyway, except at night. You know nobles and their secret meetings, Sora said with a soft laugh. Prince Min coughed. He was one of those nobles. A few years ago, his uncle had brought him here to meet with officials who were loyal to him. Min sat down, and Sora exited the room, returning briefly with delicious-looking dishes. As Min looked around warily, Sora couldn't help but laugh. I'm sorry, she said, but if you were this worried about getting recognized, maybe you shouldn't have followed me back, Prince Min. Min's eyes widened in shock, and he stood up. How did you? Sora looked amused. You looked so nervous coming in here, and you're not a very good liar. Jin was obviously a fake name. Min blushed with embarrassment, and Sora continued. Also, being here means I hear all the gossip about royalty. It wasn't hard to match you with the description. You're quite the popular topic among the ladies, Prince Min. She looked at him with an almost accusing expression, and Min didn't know why he felt the need to explain himself. Sora then said, Okay, enough teasing. Your secret is safe with me. Min finally sat down and Sora joined. She had an air of confidence and elegance that seemed so out of place here, and her eyes were so mesmerizing. Oh no, he was staring again. Sora chuckled softly, and they ate in companionable silence. Min awoke on a couch a few hours later to the sound of Sora humming a beautiful tune as she stared out the window. It was late afternoon. How had he fallen asleep so comfortably here? Sora walked up to him. You seemed so peaceful in your sleep, and I didn't want to wake you. You should return now, it's getting late. Then she bowed slightly and said, It was a pleasure to meet you, Prince Min. Min felt reluctant to leave. You too, Sora. I'll see you again. Why had he said that? His brain was clearly not functioning today. Sora also seemed taken aback by this statement, but nodded shyly. Min smiled. loving how she went from confident and teasing to shy and reserved. True to his word, Prince Min came again and again. Sora had become a lifeline for him. He loved her wit, the sound of her laugh as she teased him, and how she blushed when he looked at her affectionately. Still, whenever they parted, Sora always looked worried and advised him to stay away. He couldn't blame her. His identity as a prince could endanger her. That was why he had to take care of everything before he could confess his feelings to her. "Min, are you listening to me?" The queen's voice brought Min back to the present. "Prince Min, are you unwell? You seem out of sorts today," his uncle asked. Min exhaled and said, "Mother, may I speak with you in private?" His uncle looked suspicious, but got up and excused himself. Min turned to the queen. "Mother, I can't marry the princess." The queen looked horrified. "Min, what are you saying?" I don't want to have a loveless marriage. I have someone I care about, and it's not fair to the princess to make her my main wife when she'll never have my affection." "Min! Do you think this is a child's game? You want to throw away a kingdom for a woman? After all your uncle and I have done for you? Not just any woman, but the woman I love. Besides, all you and uncle want is to maintain the family's power, and I'm just the means to do that. I never wanted to be crown prince." The queen slapped him in anger, but Min simply bowed and left the room. "Min, get back here!" she shouted. But he ignored her and kept walking. In his quarters, Min changed into commoner's clothes. He had to see Sora. Then maybe he could think clearly. He didn't even know where she stayed at night, so he headed for the private lounge at Nuri, where they met during the day. It turned out the room was booked, and just when he decided that it was foolish to come here anyway, he heard voices. One was Sora's. Who could she be meeting with here at night? In the room, a man wearing a hooded robe said to Sora, "I'm surprised your plan with the thief worked. You managed to get Prince Min's attention. He seems pretty gullible." "Not gullible, just different," Sora replied. Min burst into the room, shocking them. The man immediately fled through the window to the street. Min wanted to go after him, but Sora stopped him. "Min, listen to me. It's not what you think." "Then tell me, Sora," Min said angrily. "What did he mean? Our meeting was all part of your plan? You've been lying to me all along?" The one beautiful thing in his life was a lie. "To think I was foolish enough to want to abandon everything for you," Min said. "I never meant to lie to you," Sora said teary-eyed. Min's expression turned cold. "Who sent you?" It hurt Sora to see him so distant. She turned to the window overlooking the lake. "Min, I am..." Just then, an arrow came flying and hit Sora right in the back. She staggered and fell out the window, calling out Min's name as she fell into the lake. Min reached for her, but it was too late. "Sora!" he cried. He was about to jump right out the window after her, but someone put a cloth over his mouth, and the smell knocked him out. Min awoke in his chambers to his mother and uncle's voices. "What have you done, brother?" the queen said to his uncle. "I never asked you to kill anyone. You were just supposed to bring him back. Your Majesty, that woman bewitched Prince Min. He's never defied your orders. With her around, he will never become the crown prince." "No," Min thought. His Sora couldn't be dead. He sat up. "Where is Sora?" he demanded. The queen looked away remorsefully, and his uncle said, "I'm sorry, Prince Min. We couldn't find her body." "You killed her!" Min tried to stand, but he was still too weak. His uncle bowed and said, "Rest well, my prince." Then he left in a hurry. "Min, please lie down," the queen said. "I'm so sorry. I never meant for this to happen." "Leave, now!" he yelled. The queen left, and Min felt a pain and despair he didn't know was possible. He curled up on his bed and wept as the image of Sora falling out the window replayed in his mind. His uncle would pay for this. The day came for the princess to select her husband. Prince Min and the other two princes stood before the king and the court officials. The envoy came in and announced in a voice that was oddly familiar, "The princess has chosen to marry Prince Min." Min seethed in anger. Sora was gone because of this marriage. He would never let his uncle get what he wanted. Just as he was about to openly reject the marriage, the princess walked in and said, "Prince Min, it's a pleasure to meet you again." Min froze when he heard her voice. He turned, and it was Sora. Min was overcome with both joy and surprise. What was going on? Min now recognized the envoy as the man from that night. The king spoke, "Princess, when did you meet Prince Min?" Sora replied, "I was robbed while walking through the city, and Prince Min caught the thief and returned my purse. I had not entered the palace, so it was not convenient to reveal my identity." "I see," the king said. "Prince Min, do you have anything to say?" I would be honored to marry the princess." Min stuttered from excitement. The king smiled and nodded approvingly. "Then it is settled. Preparations for the wedding will begin immediately. Let this alliance mark a new era of unity between our kingdoms." The court officials cheered, but the left prime minister looked pale. As soon as everyone else was gone, Min hugged Sora tightly and wept. "Thank heavens you're alive. I'm so sorry I couldn't reach you in time." Sora looked at him lovingly and said, "It's okay, Min. Thankfully, the envoy saw me fall and pulled me out of the lake. The wound wasn't very deep." "I'm fine, see?" Then Sora smiled. "About the plan you overheard. I asked someone to steal my purse on different occasions to see how each of the princes would react. You were the only one who stopped to help. I was simply trying to test the character of my potential husbands. I never expected you would come see me again, or that I would fall in love with you." Hearing this, Min wrapped his arms around Sora and spun her around, his heart melting at the sound of her laughter. As he put her down, he pressed a kiss to her forehead and said, "I love you too, Sora. Thank you for making me the happiest man in all of Hwarim." The left minister was stripped of his position for his attempt on the princess's life. Min and Sora were married in a grand royal wedding, and Min was appointed crown prince not long after.